Welcome back to the Wolfcast podcast, everybody. I'm the Tru Alpha here with my talented, amazing sister May.
Hi.
You lagged hardcore. And my brother from another mother, Fang.
Hi.
Hi.
Today's topic is sports.
So basically talking in general about sports, when it began, things we like about sports, and just sports stuff in general. And how many times did I say the word sports throughout the entire podcast? Just have like a counter
times,
going.
maybe.
Just ding, ding,
Before
ding,
we
ding,
get
ding.
into the main topic, I just want to say how fucking stupid difficult it is to keep secrets and surprise Fang.
Oh, yeah, it's hard. Fang is very hard to surprise. For context, so I tried to do a little somewhat pseudo surprise party for Fang because his birthday is Tuesday. And since we had the weekend off, I wanted to throw a little surprise birthday party for him. Well, I enlisted the help of Alpha to keep Fang busy. And Fang knew something was up, like, immediately. And it's just like, no, there's nothing going on. You know, I'm going to go out and get sushi with my best friend, and I ain't doing anything.
Same thing you did last year.
Hey.
Like, you both did or not last year, but whatever the fuck it was.
It's like a couple years ago.
Surprise me. You both did, and I'll give it to Alpha. He didn't mean for it to be this way, but it was just happenstance that you both happened to do damn near the exact same thing you did those couple years ago.
So what happened is that like legitimately, Fang had stopped and grabbed food, and I like went out to him and I was like, "Hey, this is spontaneous." And I didn't say this to him. Mentally, I was like, "There's no way he's gonna go with me," but I'll ask him. Hey, you want to come with me when I get tatted on Saturday? And surprisingly, he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, sweet."
Be
So
easier than
I
I thought.
genuinely was like. Well, because I'm used to, like, he's usually a homebody. Like, he doesn't want to go out anywhere. But I thought I'd ask him. And I genuinely, that was the plan. And then literally that next day, May's like, hey, I want to do a surprise birthday party for Fang again. Can you keep him distracted this Saturday or next Saturday? And I was like, fuck, I'm busy both of those Saturdays. Because like next week I'm watching the Jake Paul fight, and this Saturday I'm getting tattooed. I was like, if you do it later, I can keep him distracted. So like he asked me, like, once we got to the party, he was like, nice plan to get me out of the house. I was like, no, that wasn't part of it.
That wasn't part of it.
I genuinely like wanted you to go with me.
Yeah, that part wasn't planned. It just happened to coincide.
Well, that's where the suspicion started, was he had asked me to do something. And that's where I was like, wait a minute, it's close to my birthday. He did a similar thing years ago. Last time they tried to surprise me with something. And, you know, paranoia started going, and I literally started going over the step by step. And when you said, yeah, I'm going out for sushi with my best friend, I was like, okay. That was the final nail in the coffin of this is definitely what is going on.
Fucked up.
I don't know how you would have thought that way. Like, I was trying to deflect, being like, oh, I'm just going out for sushi, you know, to make it seem.
You didn't try to deflect because I didn't doubt you or anything. You just said, if I'm not home when you get back, I went out for sushi with Brandon.
Yeah, just saying, you know, when you get back, trying to be like, you know, I'm not going to be here when you get back, you know, trying to be like, you know, nothing's going on. We're not planning anything. You, Mr. Smartass. Me, Mr. Already Paranoid, walking through the steps of what happened years ago.
And then so I'm laying there getting tatted, and like I'm messaging May like simultaneously and whatnot. And then like, so how my phone is the group chat literally says her name and Fang's name, like their actual names, not like main Fang. And then I have her message above that. So of course Fang had set the picture, and my memory was like, oh, I messaged her last. So I just clicked on that message, and it was the group chat, and I wrote, think I'm going to ask him if he wants to go eat and get something to drink after this to keep him preoccupied. Hit sent, looked up, and I was like, oh, fuck! No. Delete, unsend. I don't use Facebook Messenger. How do you unsend? And then, like, he comes back in, like, 5 minutes later with this big-ass grin on his face, and I was like, he saw it. The jig's up. It's fucking over with.
In all reality, I hadn't seen nothing.
Yeah, he apparently had low data, so he didn't see a damn thing.
I never got notified. It wasn't until later on while you were getting the tattoo that I opened it up and it was like, oh, Holden unsent a message. Now, in my head, yes, I thought, okay, he accidentally sent something that, pertained to the surprise party. But nah, I'm a paranoid motherfucker. You can't pull the same shit twice or even get remotely close to the same shit being active twice, because I'll be like, I've done this before.
Well, at least you had fun, though. You enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I had fun.
Next year, we're going skydiving.
Fuck you.
You're going skydiving.
I'm not going skydiving.
I ain't going to go skydiving. Fuck you.
I'll ride in the plane.
Yeah, I'll ride in the plane with you, and I'll watch you go, bye, bro. But I ain't going to jump out.
I wouldn't do that.
You would have to shoot me dead to get me to go out of that plane.
One last thing before we get actually to the topic. I met Tagger.
Yeah, Tagger's awesome.
I thought Tagger was fucking amazing. Awesome. Genuine.
Oh, yeah. Tagger's an amazing being, and I am so grateful that they are one of my good friends. So,
good friends.
Tagger, thank you so much for everything you did yesterday. I really appreciate it. You're just amazing, and I love you. Mwah. Thank you. But
all right, sports. The things Fang hates.
I like esports.
Well, and esports is part of it. No, esport is a legitimate sport. Let's see.
Likes EA sports.
Yeah. No, but the first official video game competition took place October 19th in 1972, believe it or not.
Was it Pong?
No, it was a game called Space War.
Okay.
Yep. So, and then in 1980s, esports competition became mainstream. So it wasn't recent that it happened. It was actually in the 70s. So people were saying esports is a recent thing. Nope. It was out in the 70s.
Probably just because it wasn't ever like popular now. And now that everyone's a streamer and a YouTuber and games are bigger than ever the past couple of years, especially with COVID, like now esports is big again.
Yeah. I had the dream of being on the esports stage at some point, and I guess I could technically still at some point do that, but
yeah, because you're an Apex champion.
So I looked it up real quick. Space War! ! It's a space combat video game developed in 1962 by Stephen Russell in collaboration with Martin Great and Wayne Wheaton, and good God. Bob Saunders, Steve Penner, and others. But it was written for the newly installed DEC PDP-1 mini computer at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
I like how it was called a microcomputer, but back then we all know that motherfucker was huge.
No, it was a microcomputer. It's the size of almost a normal computer, maybe a little bit bigger, but for all intents and purposes, it was computer size. But yeah, that's the one that started everything. So thank you, Space War. And thank you, 70s.
Wasn't even thought of.
My dad was, how old was he? He was 9. 9 or 8. When was the dad born?
Dad would have been
so he was 8.
In 1970.
Well, you want to know some fun stuff? You want to know some of the most popular esport games right now?
League of Legends.
Counter-Strike, Global Offense, Fortnite, Dota, Overwatch. Dota is on there, yep. And Overwatch. Those are the main top ones right now.
I'm surprised Call of Duty's not on there.
No, Call of Duty fell off on the esports side of things because the only competitive side of Call of Duty is search and destroy. And if they're playing search and destroy, they might as well just be playing CSGO because it's all CSGO is search and destroy. So that's why CSGO will always have a form of competitiveness. I think
I'm surprised Apex isn't on there.
Apex doesn't have that big of a
following yet.
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's so the problem with a lot of the esports following Apex is the game is so fucking busted. I could sign up for esports right now. You know the requirement to do that shit?
Mm-mm.
You have to be at least silver. You don't have to be high ranking.
Just silver.
And when you sign up for it, you get an emblem that shows that you participated in the qualifier.
So you get a participation trophy. Gotcha.
Well, no, because it used to be like if you ever saw that emblem in the game, oh, you're playing in a game with somebody who was in the qualifier.
Yeah.
And it makes you think you're playing with somebody who was a big deal, when in all reality, all they did was hit silver and fill out a form. That's it.
Nice.
So the problem is the game is just too broken. EA and Respawn clearly don't give a fuck about their actual player base. They only care about what money they can get out of the shit.
Mm.
But that's EA. I mean, we've been dealing with that for years now.
Right.
And in order for it to get a proper esports following, I feel like they're going to have to overhaul the game. It would have to be. That's the only way.
Oh, just here's to hoping, I guess.
Oh.
But besides esports, you actually have your sports in general, but your basically sports extends back to the ancient world because, you know, people are bored and make anything out of, you know, a game out of anything, kicking a ball, kicking sticks, you know, something developed in warfare, just keep, you know, something busy. So it's amazing to see, you know, that even just a simple ball and stick can be considered a sport, you know?
I mean, you think about it, golf is literally a ball, stick, and a hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hit a ball into a gopher hole.
We'll call it a stroke. That's what you feel like you're gonna fucking have. And you only do this once, right? No, you did this 18 fucking
18
times.
fucking times.
And how like different sports are from like back then to like now. Like they didn't have shit in football back then. Like rubber helmets and no pads. Like you just went at it.
Yeah, that was the argument for people saying that. I guess some people were. This would have been years ago. They were talking about taking tackling out of football, and somebody was like, "You can't do that. Football has never changed. Yada yada yada." And it's like football has been changed constantly throughout the years to be safer for its players. And originally, you didn't tackle. And then you started tackling, people started getting hurt, so they added the padding. Well, the padding wasn't enough, so they added more padding. And just over the centuries, football has changed drastically.
If they took, if NFL, because that's the only football I watch, if I turned on one's, like, say it's the first game of the season, because I don't really like watch like the before the season shit. Like I don't stay up with like the news. So like I didn't know this year that like there was one less preseason game than previous years, and now there's one more week during the season. Like I heard someone say it like the first game, and like I had to message Scoop Steve and was like, "What the fuck's this all about?" And he's like, "Do you not keep up with shit?" I was like, "No, not really." But if I turned on the TV first game and they were like, "All right, and welcome back to the new season. This is going to be the first season where we just do two-hand touch," I'm turning the TV off. I'm not going to watch an NFL game where they're grabbing the flags out of their back pocket like it's powder puff or whatever.
Congratulations, you are the target. This isn't to sound bad. You're the reason why they don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that entire thing is we like, as humans, we like violence. We're naturally drawn to it.
Yeah.
That's why whenever there's a car crash, we're always rubbernecking trying to see what the fuck happened.
We're interested with, you know, death and things that happen, or, you know, people
gladiatorial sports way back in the day. We loved watching people get hurt and potentially die.
Yeah.
Anymore, though, we don't need it. It's pointless.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly getting out of that stage in humanity's lives where we don't. If I wanted to watch people kill each other, I could load up VR and do it myself.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Or I could watch TV and do it that way. We have millions of other ways of just watching people get hurt.
Yeah. But it's also funny, though, sometimes people get hurt, though. Like, not like seriously hurt, but like, you know, when they just get hurt enough where they're not in danger, it's like when you stubbed your toe the other day, and I had to stop myself from laughing.
To watch somebody stub their toe or slip and fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. That's hilarious. To watch somebody in football get hit so hard that they're paralyzed.
That's not good.
And you know, it's not good too. As a person, you are aware that it isn't good because you go, ooh.
Yeah.
You're not cheering. You're going, oh, that ain't good.
You're like, oh, I hope they're okay.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to do that anymore. We're not in that barbaric stages of humanity.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for sports as a whole. This would go for football, rugby, basketball can get kind of touchy. It would make sense for all of them to become safer in regards to the players.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
even with wearing helmets, your football players still suffer concussions. Like, they still get hurt because, yes, they're wearing a helmet, but if they fall on their neck and shoulders, they have the chance to break their neck. It's still dangerous in itself. Yes, they might be wearing padding, but, they're that
fucking moving that padding.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can once you're used to it. Holden, you or Alpha, you wore the padding. I can't say nothing because I never did.
Because you're pretty.
What about it?
How much range of movement you actually have in that padding?
So when it comes to like your thigh paddings and stuff, it just feels like you're wearing several layers of clothing. Like, yeah, like if you got hit in the shins or the thighs, you're not gonna like really feel it.
Right.
You're gonna feel the impact, but it's not gonna be like if you were just wearing shorts and someone hit you with a helmet. It's just so like moving around in it is like if you were to wear like 5 to 6 pairs of sweatpants and try to go for a long
What
jog.
about the shoulder guards?
Shoulder pads is like it's hard to move your hands, or not your hands, your arms. Like you can go, it's like if you had your friend on your shoulders trying to push you down as you got to like halfway full extending your arms up. And the helmet with the shoulder pads, you can just like barely move your neck back and forth.
Can you shrug?
Yeah, you can shrug.
Okay. But you probably just can't lift your arms very far above your head, though, can you?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, so like those well, and there's also different types of shoulder pads. So like you have receiver and like quarterback pads where like you can move your arm because you got to throw the ball or you got to put your hands up real high and catch it, and that's the same for the corners. But like you're like big people like the offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, you don't have those shoulder pads. You have more broader ones because you're taking the hits and blocking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's different types.
Right. But that's another thing. So you said when you're wearing like the helmet and the pads, depending on the type of padding you're wearing, like where your position is, you have limited movement, which in theory is good. The less space your head has to move, the less likely of you getting hit and your neck just breaking.
Mm.
The problem is just because you're not breaking your neck, all that force goes somewhere. It doesn't just magically disappear.
Well, it's also like when like you make a good hit or like you make a touchdown, your teammate runs up, grabs your helmet and headbutts you. You still fucking feel it. And it's unnecessary. Like, bro, you could just high five me or slap my ass, good game, whatever. Like I have like a mild concussion now because you fucking hit me in the head. Now I can't go out next series.
It's just one of the things. Like, so yes, you are padded. You are quote unquote protected. But if you eat a shot to the head, yeah, your neck isn't going completely sideways, but that force is just riveting through your bones. And we're not sturdy. Like, yeah, our bones are hard and solid, but we can only eat so much force before our body just goes, yeah,
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'll never forget my senior year. I got a concussion. And I just remember sitting there on the sidelines and like there's nothing really you can do because like you can't go out there and practice. So I'm sitting there on the sideline, and I guess my coach was just fucking pissed that day or what. But he looked at me, he's like, "And you got Holden over here, fucking sitting here on his last fucking year of football, or could be his last year of football, not fucking working out or playing." And I was like, "What am I supposed to do?" Like, because like for the first couple of days, if it's bad, like, you know, you're like out of it, your head hurts, you're like, I was throwing up that first day. Like the first day after it happened. So like I couldn't practice. Like I was like literally running back and forth from like the field to the bathroom to throw up.
Shit.
And it was just, and then like to get back on the field after concussion just sucks. Cause I remember like the trainer was like, "All right, you think you're actually ready? It's a little early." And I was like, "No, I'm ready." He's like, "All right, I want you to run 3 laps around the field, and then I want you to sprint the field once." I'm like, I don't even think I could do that on a good day. What the fuck you mean? But, you know, it's all.
Well, and, you know, doing anything on a concussion is still dangerous in itself because you could make it a lot worse. Like you could, you know, do more damage than what you intend to.
There was something else like when Fang was talking about how like things were getting more safety in football. they have made it to where, like, because back in the day, like, if you were like, say you were running the football and you got hit, and you know, like how in some games where like the running back will run up the middle and like 3 or 4 people, he's dragging 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be the play still goes until the ball gets popped out and like someone else gets downed or you go down. Now, if you're like carrying 3 or 4 people and you're still going, they'll eventually blow the whistle for safety protocols.
Yeah.
Also, like if the quarterback gets wrapped up and he's trying to get out, they'll just call it because, you know, they're trying to protect the leaders of the team essentially.
Yeah, they want him to get damaged.
Does it count as a sack?
Yeah. That's why you also see like when you're like getting hit on the side, like towards the sidelines, when they get hit, and they already know you're going out of bounds, they'll throw the flag because, you know, like you're around all that equipment and shit.
Right.
Yeah. But no, but talking about football, it was actually first started, created, began, what have you, September 17th in 1920 in Canton, Ohio. And they actually didn't.
Again, Ohio.
And like the football helmets then were just, you know, made out of leather. It didn't make sense then to make them harder until 1939 when they actually started making them out of plastic. So they're like, you know, maybe we should change this from leather to something a little harder.
Or you deflate them like Scoop Steve's favorite team.
Yeah. I still believe they cheated, so. But no.
You remember that joke he made about the blanket at that party?
Oh, God.
I don't remember it. I just remember him making it, and he was like, said something about, well, no, I probably shouldn't say it because.
So Mr.
Nothing against him, but.
So, Mr. Football Man, do you know off the top of your head how many actual NFL teams there are?
There are exactly.
Without looking, without cheating.
I'm not. My phone's on the charger, and I'm laid back in my chair. There's exactly 32.
Good job. Yes, there is.
I fucking guessed. I swear to God. I almost said 12, and I was like, no, it's too low. So I was like, 24. That seems about right. No, let's just go 32.
I was going to say
crazy
26.
Yeah, no, there's 32.
I also thought 26 too, but that's crazy. Like I could honestly sit here and be like, I don't think I could sit here and name all 36 of them or 32 of them.
I mean, I can go find them.
I could probably guess about 15 of them off the top of my head.
I mean, you probably guessed a lot more than that.
There's like 3 or 4 in just in LA. You got the Raiders, the Rams, the Chargers, and the 49ers.
No, fuck the 49ers. No.
It's dumb because St. Louis is the one who had the Rams, and the Raiders, I'm pretty sure, were somewhere else in like Oakland or something like that.
Mm.
And now, like, they're like, no, just bring them over to LA. I'm like, why? LA already had 2 teams. Now they have 4.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
They don't need
New York has 2. The Jets and the Giants.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, I used to be a Louisiana Saints fan just because, you know, I was in love with, you know, New Orleans because of, you know, Anne Rice and Interview with the Vampire and all that. So I'm like, yeah, I like the Saints just because they're in Louisiana. So that was the only reason why. And then I've truthfully never liked our team, the Colts. Like,
I liked them for a while. In middle school and high school, I liked them.
I never liked them. They've won 1 Super Bowl in what? Damn near 60 years, give or take. 1 Super Bowl. Not counting. Not counting when they were the Baltimore Colts, because I think they did.
No.
I think they won one.
The Colts have the Indianapolis Colts have been to the Super Bowl twice. They've won 1.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning has been to 4, if that's what you're getting confused about, but it's been 2 with Denver and 2 with the Colts.
But no, like just the Colts as itself has only won, you know, once. So I'm just like, our team really sucks.
And I still believe Peyton Manning threw the Saints Super Bowl because he is from New Orleans. He's like, because there was a picture surfacing around after the Super Bowl, probably like a couple days after, where Peyton Manning's pointing to like the camera and he's like, I got you, New Orleans.
I got you.
And I was like, that son of a bitch.
Well, that could have been like, I got your number or something, you know, like.
It was him pointing like to the sidelines.
Oh.
But the caption for the meme said, got you, New Orleans.
Okay.
But yeah.
Another reason why Alpha had said it's Ohio is because I was looking up when baseball started. So baseball started in 1876 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Ohio's got to be really bored.
To clarify, she means her Alpha, not me. I didn't say that.
Oh yeah, sorry, Fang. I apologize. But yeah, it was in 1846. The Knickerbockers, Knickerbockers, Knickerbockers played the first official game of baseball against a team of cricket players.
That was a tongue twister. You struggled, Buzz.
I did. Well, I want to make sure I was saying it and pronouncing it correctly. That way, it's it doesn't get misconstrued. But yeah,
canceled.
Yeah, right. No. And then for our European friends, I was looking, and it looks like soccer, which is also known as football for them, was known to have officially began around 1863 when England's newly formed football association wrote down a set of rules. So
I have two things here.
Yeah.
I am going to probably get, if there is any sports fans that watch our podcast or anyone who knows me that's hardcore sports fans, I cannot watch baseball or soccer. I can't. Like, I tried growing up, could not do it. Now, I could, not now, just because I haven't been working out and I'm getting older. Back then, I enjoyed playing soccer. If there was like a random spur of the moment where we didn't play football and basketball in the neighborhood and people were kicking the soccer ball and wanted to play a game, I played it. I love playing soccer. I love running up and down the field. I even enjoyed trying to be the goalie sometimes. I just couldn't. I can't sit there and watch soccer. And then same with baseball. Like, well, no, because I don't think I ever really enjoyed baseball either, because I was always scared of getting hit with the fucking ball instead of hitting it with the bat.
I've been to one baseball game in my entire life. That was back when I was a kid. And I thought it was pretty fun and cool. But the only reason why I remember it is because my grandma told me a story one time that we were all sitting there, and then the little popcorn containers could turn into a megaphone. So apparently I had gotten done eating all of, my popcorn. And so I turned it into the megahorn, turned to my left and went, ah! Right in her ear.
I had a kind of rich ex-girlfriend, and we went to a baseball game, and like mentally, like I was like, I don't like baseball, but I'm not going to tell her that. I'm just here for you. We're spending time. I guess I'll go. Same ex-girlfriend invited me to a Colts game, which is the only Colts game I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, I've never been to a football game. I've been to a basketball game. I think I went to the Pacers years ago when I was a teenager with my best friend. And then I went to, when we still had the Indianapolis Ice, I went to a hockey game when I was in middle school, and I fell in love with hockey from that day. I love hockey. I still love hockey.
I've been to Lucas Oil 3 times, and it was one because when I was a senior, we played in Lucas Oil against, I couldn't tell you who. And then the next year, my high school played again in the stadium, but I was graduated at that point. And then that Colts game I went to, but it was a preseason game, so I really don't count it. I'd really like to go to like a home game. Scuba Steve and I actually talked about if the Colts ever play New England, we were going to go, but that came and went, and we didn't go. So thanks a lot, Scuba Steve.
Thanks a lot, bro. Oh, brother.
Thanks a lot, ass. No, I'm just kidding. Here's a laughable moment.
Oh no.
My parents put me in T-ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid. I went out to home plate, right? Or not home plate, but is that what it's called? Where you hit the ball? I don't fucking know. I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, it's called home plate.
Home plate. I said home base, sure, whatever. Same thing. I guess maybe, I don't know. Anyways, got up there. I was all confident. Went to swing. For people who don't know, T-ball, there's no pitcher there. It's literally on the tee. And I just started crying. Would not hit the ball. Cried until my dad went and got me, and I never played another game of T-ball again.
No, I used to play softball back in 5th grade. I was actually on a team and everything, but there was one time Like, I really had to pee. I had to pee so badly. So I'm sitting there on first base doing the pee-pee dance, staring at my grandma like, help me. I have to. So I'm sitting there dancing on first base. And she's like, Coach, can she go pee? He's like, yes, go on, go pee. So I ran from first base all the way to the porta potties that were over there by the fucking parking lot going, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, because I had to pee so bad.
This story's probably been told several times on the podcast, but sports is actually how Fang and I met.
Mm-hmm. Football, right?
Yep. And how he got his nickname. Not Fang.
Yes, his original one.
All because my mom told me to go outside and make friends with people, so I stood out in the garage.
Yep.
Well,
15 years later.
Yeah.
Here we are.
You got 3 good best friends.
Yeah.
Well, some are mediocre.
Oh, be nice.
They only come around when it benefits. I'm just kidding.
I got your picture, Dim. Sit there and just, no, funny story. I was sitting here. I don't remember who I was talking to, but it's like, I'm just, because, so my son got his 3rd grade pictures taken. And I swear to God, my kid looks like the emo stoner in this picture. And like, I try to tell him to smile. No, shut up. I try to tell him to smile, and his smiles are either one where he looks like a complete psychopath because his eyes are wide open and his teeth are all showing, or he does this weird thing where he closes his eyes and he just like puts his mouth together and does like a line pushing his cheeks out. Well, he ended up doing that one, and his eyes are half closed, so he looks like he's just stoned out of his mind. I'm just waiting for when he gets to high school. All of a sudden, I'm like, how's school? It's fine. Runs upstairs, slams the door, and all I hear is, our emo years of music, just, I got your picture, dear Maria. Or, My Chemical Romance. I'm like, that's my boy.
I didn't mean anything bad about it. I was just saying his hair is long.
No, it is. He wants his hair to be long. Like, I offered him, like, do you want me to cut it? He's like, no, I want my hair to be long. I'm like, okay, it's your hair. I'll let you do what you want with it.
It's not a phase, Mom. It's a lifestyle.
It's not a phase, of lifestyle. If you would have let me do this when I was a kid, I wouldn't do it now. No,
that actually might be the answer. Like, we always get in trouble, like, oh, you're stoned, you're grounded, or, you went out and got drunk, now you're grounded. If the parents would just let us do it and got in trouble, or, we didn't like it, we don't do it again, maybe that would have just solved problems.
Right. Well, I have a standing thing, if my son wants to, try pot or drink or what have you, and he's at a younger age, I'd be like, I would want you to wait until you're older, when, you can be more responsible and it's legal. But if you want to try it, do it at home. That way you're safe. You're around people that are going to keep you safe, and you're not going to get hurt or die or, do something stupid. So I would rather his first time be in a safe environment than at a party with some girl named Tiffany that, is like, I don't have the clap, Just, I don't want
Sorry to all Tiffany's.
Sorry to all Tiffany's. No offense by it. It's usually an Ashley or a Rachel, so there you go.
Sorry to all Ashley, Rachels, and Tiffany's.
Oh God. I'm sorry. No offense meant. We all know the true whores are called Danny's.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
She's hang on, hold on. She's kitten.
She's kitten.
Shut up.
You could also talk about how Fang likes to take fucking basketball and make it a fucking UFC match.
You better get the fuck out of my way.
Basketball is not supposed to be UFC.
Starting Fang in basketball, and he'll try to ball tap you.
Oh God.
No. I would never actually ball tap you unless you got too close. But it was always it was supposed to be a fake to make you think I was going to, so you'd fuck up your shot.
Mm.
Could you imagine if they did that shit in the NBA?
I don't think there's anything technically against it as long as you don't make actual contact.
He's so pissed.
So pissed. Well,
he actually said that yesterday. I was like laying in a position. He was like, "It'd be awfully wrong if I just fucking ball tapped you right now, wouldn't it?" And the tattoo artist just looked at him and was like,
I'd rather you didn't.
Please don't. I'm working here. Well, funny thing. So, people that go to the YMCA and stuff like that, apparently basketball was created at YMCA in 1891. It was created so that it's a game that could be played indoors between football and baseball seasons. So, yeah.
It is also nice that they're scattered. Like sometimes they overlap. Like, so you have like baseball. I don't know when baseball.
I know
starts.
baseball and basketball. Don't they usually overlap?
So like baseball is like summertime. NFL is more like fall, and then you get like basketball in the winter.
Yeah. Because I know Super Bowl is always in February. So
yeah, they do overlap. So like baseball is coming to an end, like, and then like football will start, and then football will be coming to an end, and basketball will start.
Yeah.
Well, actually, basketball has started. So they do overlap, but like,
yeah, not by much.
I always got confused in high school when like people were like, "Yeah, I wrestle, play football, and run track." I'm like, "How do you fucking do 3 different sports?"
How do you find time for this?
Football ends, wrestling starts, wrestling ends, track starts. I'm like, oh,
right.
So you couldn't play basketball and wrestle. I could, but it'd be really difficult.
It'd be really difficult.
Fuck that.
Another really good sport, and this one still has a bit of controversy with it as well. Horse racing, because it's
not a sport.
It is a sport. It really is a sport.
Mm-hmm.
But it started in England in 1776. So, but yeah, I mean, it's
horses
granted,
terrify me.
I love horses. Horses are amazing.
They're just dinosaurs.
They're not dinosaurs.
Oh.
Lizards are dinosaurs. Crocodiles are dinosaurs.
Birds are dinosaurs.
Birds are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have, because they're not, they might have evolved from a, previous race of horses in, the prehistoric times, but, they've evolved to be more modern. They're not as gigantic and as they used to be.
I feel like nowadays anything's fucking a sport.
Yeah.
Video games, your actual like sports, and then like you go out for a walk, it's considered a fucking sport because you're exercising.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, because you got your basic, soccer.
Sitting at home and
yeah,
that's a sport.
Well, you've got your basic, soccer, baseball, basketball, all that, but you also got tennis and golf and volleyball, badminton, swimming, boxing, table tennis.
I enjoy volleyball. As difficult as I found it at first, I never actually played for the team, but like there would be like a time in gym where you would go through the sports. You would have like a week of basketball.
Fucking forearms would be sore as hell too.
Then you got volleyball, and everybody's like, "No, we don't want to play volleyball." I was like, "Get the fuck out of my way! Let's go!
Let's go!" Pool's a sport. And then there's rugby.
Yeah.
I played that in high school. Darts. You got surfing, karate, snowboarding.
If I had my own house, I swear to God, I'd have a pool table.
Same. I would love to have a house with like a basement that I can turn into a party room, with a pool table and stuff like that.
Even if it was like the cheap pool table, like the little sticked pool tables, the little $100 one.
Oh yeah.
I would be content with that.
Oh yeah. Well, let's be happy that sports as they are now aren't like they were in the before time. In the series of if he dies, he dies. Where we're not fighting lions or gladiators. We actually get to walk away from the sports that we're in.
Do you remember that time thing where we were playing football out in the neighborhood and I tackled a guy and he got up and got in my face? It was like, "Why the fuck you hit me that hard?" And the only response that came out of my mouth, mind you, back then I was still kind of a pussy. I didn't like confrontation, but for some reason I just looked at him and was like, "Bro, we're playing football. Like, what do you want me to do? Tickle your fucking ribs? You're down."
Quit bitching, dude. Just sit. No, it's nice to see how they've evolved and changed over the years because it's something a bit rougher and the rules are a bit looser. But then accidents happen and they get more tighter on their rules and gets to a bit safer point. But, any sport you're in is going to have a, bit of danger in it because, your breaks, your bends, your bruises, your cuts are going to happen. Like even in hockey, I'll have to look it up, but there was one time where one of the hockey players, I think it was a goalie, accidentally got his throat slit by the ice skates that someone was wearing. It was a complete accident, but stuff like that happens, There's no real way to make sports 100%, safe. It's just, following your rules and regulations and your SOPs and stuff like that. So, but sports are fun. They're great. They're a great way to make friends and, form really strong bonds like you guys, and it finds you a spark in your life. If you find out, I like this, so I want to be a basketball player. Oh, I like this, I want to be a baseball player, and people pursue it and, get careers out of it. And I think it's really cool and awe-inspiring that, that happens.
Oh, yeah.
I can honestly say, though, like, as much as I loved the sport of football and even enjoyed playing basketball, I never saw it as a career. Like, I know that kind of may sound bad that like people are going to be like, well, then why did you even go play football? Because I enjoyed it. Actually, fun fact, it was my stepmom was, you get a job or you go play a sport. And I was like, well, fuck work. So I went and played football. That's actually how I got on to playing football in high school level. But I never like saw it as like once I got there and got the groove of it and wanted to play, as much as I loved Friday nights and playing football, I never like was like, all right, I'm going to college. I'm going to pursue football. I'm going to make it to the NFL. That's what my dream is. I never saw that. Not because I wasn't good and didn't get much starting time. That's not ever what I wanted to do. It was never a career. I wanted to be a coach. I know that. Because even like when like the little kids would be out at the park and they wanted to play football with us, there was one point in time where like I was out there like coaching them to do better things, and I found enjoyment in coaching.
Aww.
But I never saw like a career of like wanting to do that.
Well, that's fine. Some people do, some people don't. You can do it just for the fun of it. You don't have to turn it fully into a career. I know with that though is like people that do turn it into a career, it's adapt and change. And I think a lot of the problems I've had with like the Colts and stuff like that, or the Pacers, what have you, is that, they have these coaches that are either in it just for, bragging rights of I did this and this team sucks, or, I used to do this, but, it's not every player makes a great coach. Like, yeah, you might see things differently and can fix it, but the problem is that you can try and fix it, but if it just doesn't get addressed and work the way it should, it's just going to go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Very true.
So I think with like most things, like with most sports, jobs, even life, I think it's just finding those gray areas and addressing them more properly. And I think you'll just have better games. Or I'm just a girl and don't know what I'm talking about. So one of those. But I don't know. I just see there's room for improvement in any sport that you have. I mean, some sports are pretty tight. Like I know your ping pong's pretty good. Your tennis is pretty good. But I think a lot more of your physical sports need to have a bit more of an eye looked at it and be like, here's the problem. Here's where we keep messing up. Let's try and address this and fix it. But I know that takes time, and just a lot of people just care about the money that they get out of sports and not the fact that they're actually, winning. Because, before it was just for fun. Now it's just become, you're going to get paid millions of dollars, so.
That's another. I have two things. I hope I don't forget the first one. I'm slowly already forgetting it. Anyways, but kind of like to tie in with what you're talking about, the money thing is, it's crazy how you'll have these kids in Pee Wee League and they're playing it because their parents want them to play, or they want to play football and they have to do Pee Wee. Then they get to middle school, high school, and they're doing it for the fun. They're working towards their dream is the NFL or NBA or baseball or whatever. And then like I don't know the statistics, but you have a lot of players that get there and they're just there for the money, and it's sad.
Let's see. So looking at the average salary for every player in the 2022 season, quarterbacks are due to make an average of $7 million. Right now, Aaron Rodgers.
That's a lot. That's a lot to like us. But I don't feel like that's a lot. Well, I guess if is that a game? Or like a season?
That's just a salary.
So that's probably a season. That's not a lot.
All right. I mean,
because you got people that like do acting and they make like a shit ton more a movie.
let's see. Right now, your highest paid football players are Aaron Rodgers. He makes $50.2 million. Russell Wilson, $49 million. Kyler Murray makes $46 million. Deshaun Watson makes $46 million, and Patrick Mahomes makes $45 million. So,
for anyone who's wondering why the fuck Tom Brady's not up there, is because
he retired, didn't he?
And no, he retired, but he came back.
Yeah, because he got more money.
No, he from what I was told, this was years ago, is that he actually takes pay cuts to better the team. Because the way that teams work, from what I've been told, is that you have a salary cap. So if you're paying this person that much, that person that much, that person that much, and your highest paid player is that much, you don't have much more. Like, these other players are making less because you can't give them all the same amount, which is kind of unfair. But like, there's people that have been playing longer than you, you're a rookie, etc. But like, yeah, he took a pay cut to better the team. Hey, spend more money on finding me a better receiver or better offensive line. And to be fair, Tom Brady's been doing it for 20 plus years. He's got money.
Yeah.
He could quit and his kids are set. Not to mention his wife's a supermodel, so they've got money.
Yeah, they're not hurting for nothing.
What was I gonna say? The other thing.
Sounds like starts with, rhymes with A, B, C, D.
I should have went with that topic and then went back to the money one.
What was it about? Was it about football, baseball, sports? What was it about?
Oh, we were talking about how like this is kind of off topic, but it just got me thinking after I was like talking about how like I'd ever wanted football to be my passion, and like I enjoyed coaching. And I was gonna say, like, isn't it crazy how like you'll start off like, I want to be a firefighter or a police officer, and then you get to like middle school and it's like, oh, I want to be a writer, and then you get to high school and it's like, oh, I want to be in the NFL. And then it's just crazy how like many times your profession once or changes. And that's not the crazy part, because yes, I know life, you grow, you change, but it got me thinking, like, it's just crazy how like you're in high school and you have those people that are like, they've wanted to be a doctor their whole life, and they go to college and they become a doctor or a writer, etc. And I'm 30 years old and I still don't know what the fuck I want to do with my life.
There are people that, go all the way to their deathbed just not knowing what to do with their life. It happens. Like, some people just don't find a calling to do anything, except just live and just be in the moment of their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to, break your back doing a sport or break your back in a career just because, this person does this in their life, or my father or mother did this with their life. You don't have to follow anybody else's footsteps but your own, because your footsteps are your own. They're nobody else's. Like, I know they tell you to walk in other people's shoes. Like, you can walk in someone else's shoes, but their shoes are still not your shoes, because your feet lead you exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. And, it's one of the things that I've had to learn myself, is not to judge my future on someone else's success, because I'm not them. I didn't have certain advantages that they had, or I didn't have, the household with a mom and dad, I didn't have this or that, it's, everyone is different, but the path we walk, it's never easy. It's never just a straight, clear, sunshiny road. It is going to be a gray, rainy, stormy road, and it's going to have bumps and hills, and it's going to have speed bumps, potholes, what have you. If you haven't lived a life that's had a few bumps and bruises, you're not learning from your experiences. So we need to have those rainy days and potholes to make us stumble, so we can learn how to be better and to adapt.
When did this turn into the podcast from like 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, like, we were just talking about like career changes, and then it's like, if you don't have a bad day, you're a spoiled rotten brat.
Well, no, because it also goes in hand with that,
There was yes, it goes hand in hand, but like,
sorry, I didn't mean to derail it. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Bad dragon.
It's crazy that like I can say that like everything I've wanted to do in life, I've done it. I may have not gotten famous from it or big or whatnot, but I played football. I made rap albums. Not they didn't blow up, but I vlogged. I've done pranks on YouTube. I did skits on YouTube. The podcast streamed on Twitch. Actually, fun fact, and if the viewers don't know, we'll just say it. As a kid, I ate McDonald's so much. About 3 times a week. My mom didn't want to cook. Here's money. Let's go to McDonald's. I always told myself, I was like, I'm going to work at McDonald's one day. I've done that.
That's what Ryan does all the time. Our son, he's like, when I used to work over at Circle K, he's like, I want to work here just like you. And then we went to another store. I want to work here. And he's changed so much. I want to work here. I want to work there. I want to work here. I want to work. I think we do that as kids, because, they're still figuring themselves out. So.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Sports.
EA
sports.
E. But no, I love sports. I think they're fun. I may not be as into them as most other people are. I might not be sitting here, painting my face and what have you. I'll sit there and I'll watch a football game every now and then. And, it's just.
Oh, I'm too lazy to even put on my jersey anymore. I'm like, oh, it's Sunday. Grab the jersey. Yeah. And it's literally 5 feet away in the closet.
Support that team. No, like I got to give it up to people that, will go to the football stands and what have you, face painted, body painted, signs and, dead of winter, I commemorate them because, that takes a lot of balls.
Out like Friday night for high school games, then Saturday for college games and Sunday for NFL, and then turn around and like whatever it be Monday or Tuesday for like the JV games. Like super fans, you guys are fucking nuts, but respect.
Man,
you got a lot of screen time tonight.
I know, I did. Look at me.
Fang talked about
shit to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fang got a screen time when it was about video games and esports, and he was like, "What's this topic?"
Well, I mean, like I said, it's just not all of us follow sports. That's why I know with the football, you'd be a lot more, helpful on that since, you did play football more than Fang did. And, you enjoyed it a lot more. So you'd be like, yeah,
He's
football.
He's got to care about at least football. That's how we became best friends. Him and his fucking gator catch.
Just
Hey, it worked.
It really did.
I remember I used to.
But, and another thing is like it's awesome how like this kid, and I don't mean this in a bad way, because like everyone has their own opinions when you don't know somebody, which is honestly wrong to do, but like everyone looked at him and was like, this kid's kind of strange, he's not talking, but he was shy at first, and that's how everybody is when you don't know somebody.
Oh yeah.
And like, but then like you saw him like weeks later or months later, like we'd be in the huddle and he'd be like, yeah, let's run candy canes, like because we all had like certain plays and stuff. And it really sucked when you had 2 of us on one team and 2 of us on the other team, and someone heard you go, hey, they're running candy canes, and like they knew the plays, because like Fitzgerald, Scupa Steve, Fang, Smeagol, and I all knew the plays, and maybe Stretch, but like everybody else out there didn't. So if we all 5 were on the same team, they were fucked because we had plays that we ran. Right. But it was crazy how like interactive he was. He seemed like a leader on like an actual team. He'd be like, bro, yeah, let's run candy canes. And if somebody was like, let's candy canes, he'd be like, oh yeah, you do this, and he'd like draw it up on his hand. And like it was just that's a side of Fang I thought I'd never see, but it was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and now he directs you on how to play video games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in sports like that.
What did you just mutter?
Do what?
I don't remember what I was gonna utter.
Oh. But no, most sports do that though, because it's, it really does bring the leadership out in some people, because it, it gives them a chance to be heard, and, it's, hey, we got this. This is where we do. I got you. Like, fill this gap. It's really great because it teaches them how to, 1, be a team player, and 2, puts them on the spot for those, this is what's happening. We need to change it quick. Here's how we're going to do it. It really helps with people. So it gets them out of their shell. If that makes sense.
Alrighty.
But at least that's my opinion on it, so. Because me.
Roll to the credits! We'll say it,
Remember, at 100 subscribers, I will be doing Alpha's makeup.
We are actually, sorry.
No, you're fine.
40 away.
Yep, we are 40 away.
There's 60 of you fucks that actually give a shit.
And we appreciate
There
you.
might be 10 more that are just too lazy to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, just if you find yourself coming back, just go ahead and hit that button, you know. It doesn't hurt you guys, but it means a lot to us, and you know, it's something that we really all want to see is just us hit that 100 number, because you know, it means you guys like us. You really like us.
You just want to all see me fucking get my face painted.
Well, that's me. So I mean, if I could create 40 accounts, I would do that. just so I would get to do your makeup. At 200 subscribers, we'll be doing Fang's makeup, and at 300 subscribers, they will be doing my makeup. So that's going to be, you know, fun things to see happen and get to, you know, do and post on here. So make that happen. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when we're going to post on Monday. Visit our Patreon.
Also, while you're down there, Fang's birthday is on Tuesday. Wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, his birthday's on Tuesday. So if you're watching this now, go ahead and just wish him happy birthday in the comments and let him know what an awesome person he is. I know he'll enjoy it. Visit our Patreon. You can be participating in polls, one-on-one meetings. You can be in a podcast with us, see behind-the-scenes content, and so much more. It's really fun, worth it. So go check it out. No donations too small, and we appreciate anything that you can and do for us. Visit our spring. Use WolfCast20 to get 20% off all your WolfCast memorabilia. That sale is good until December. So go ahead, check it out, and get some fun, cool stuff. Visit our Dubby. Affiliate link is in the description below. They've got 6 delicious flavors. It's diabetic friendly, sugar free, no crash, all the energy. It's really good for you. Use WolfCast10 to get 10% off all your orders. Follow us on all of our social medias. We appreciate you guys following us and keeping along on our journey here, not only on YouTube, but on Twitter and Twitch. And so we appreciate that love and support that you guys give us. So keep it going strong, and make sure, once again, you are hitting that subscribe button for us. Follow us on Facebook as well, because we're there. Thank you again for tuning in this week. It's a pleasure. It's fun. I love talking about sports with you guys because, you know, you learn stuff, and it's really neat to do these and learn at the same time. I know, Fang, you're not a big fan of it, but I kind of like the information that we find along the way. So thank you for putting up with me about it.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and comment below wishing Fang a happy birthday. So we love you guys, and we will see you in the next video.